Well, hello, good evening, everybody, or afternoon, depending on where you are in our Glissandra world. Welcome. My name is Craig Peloquin. I'm the Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Glissandra. And we'd like to welcome everybody here. As I said, we are saying hello to our friends all over the Glissandra world. We've got people watching all throughout the United States, as far down as Rockhampton in Queensland, Australia. Across Canada, the United States, and we're really happy to have you here as well. So I'm going to share with you, and we're going to spend about 45 minutes to an hour explaining a little bit about our company, where we've been, what we've done, and where we're going to be going with Glissandra. So how many people, just show of hands, are new and have never seen Glissandra before at all? Just so you could raise your hand. How many people are just not going to raise their hand no matter what I say? Just a big, okay. Just want to make sure. Okay, super. To give you just a little bit of information about myself so you can get an idea, I was introduced to Glissandra in the summer of 2013. I wasn't looking for a new job as the VP of an anti-aging skincare company, but it wasn't like I wasn't looking. And when I saw Glissandra, I saw a company that was poised to be the next industry giant. I saw a company that had years and years of research behind it, and it was just looking for the right people to get the marketing throughout North America. And I'm really glad that I made that choice. I made a lot of really great friends over the past year, and looking forward to meeting many more as we grow around the world. So let me share just a little bit about some of the things that I thought. You may have heard the saying that money is the root of all evil. Well, actually, the real saying is the love of money is the root of all evil. It's actually not money itself that causes problems. It's not having enough money that creates problems for most. There's this fellow, his name's George Bernard Shaw. He wrote, "The lack of money is the root of all evil." Do you think he could be right? Well, it is possible, because most of us out there have one of these jobs. It's just over broke. And I know I was a really good employee when I worked for somebody. I was employee of the month once. Now that's kind of a good thing and a bad thing, isn't it? Because I'm really good at what I do, but I'm making money for somebody else. So I knew that to create real residual wealth in the world, it would not be trading time for money. Because there's only 24 hours a day. Does anybody here work 24 hours a day? Can anybody do it? Rachel, you did it last night. we've all done that. We've all worked, 24 hours, sometimes even longer. But how long can you really sustain working even 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours? We're expected to be working full-time is how many hours a week? What's a full-time job? 40 hours a week. Is there anybody here that owns their own business? Does anybody own their own business? Raise a hand if you do. Are you lucky enough to only work 40 hours a week when you own your own business? Sometimes you don't own your business owns you. Back when I first got involved in networking in my early 20s, well, actually we can go back further than that. When I graduated from high school, I was a professional magician. That's what I did for a living, and don't worry, you'll get to see some magic tonight. So you'll have a little bit of fun. I got a phone call in grade 12 from this tiny little fast food chain. You may have heard of them. They got golden arches on top of them. Anyways, they asked me to be their clown, and I was Ronald McDonald here in Canada for almost a decade. So if you saw the guy with the big red shoes and the red hair running around anywhere from about 87 to 95, that was yours truly. Somebody has to be a clown, and Peter and Jean sometimes think they still have a clown as their VP. But I knew that no matter how many hours I worked as a professional magician and a school teacher and owning a magic shop, I was working upwards of 100 hours a week at the age of 25. And I was making over $100,000 a year, and I thought I had everything. And then one day I was dragged, kicking and screaming, out to a meeting similar to this. And it was an executive inn too, but it was in Burnaby. And I'm sure there's still skid marks out there from my heels being dragged into that. And I got interested in the concept of leverage, and we're going to go into that today. Why leverage is so important. Because I could only work so many hours. Even the best magicians in the world today, they still perform. And if they don't perform, somebody like David Copperfield still performs 40 weeks out of the year, 2 shows a night, 5 to 6 nights a week. That's not residual income. You can't stop working and still get paid. And I was getting paid enormous amounts of money to wear the big red shoes, $400 to put the makeup on for as little as 2 or 3 hours. I got paid to do Christmas parties, $1,000 for a half-hour show. But if I got sick, I couldn't perform, anything happened to me or I lost my voice, I didn't get paid. So think about the concept. We're going to go into residual in a little bit. That was trading time for money. So what I would ask you is, are you ready to consider a complete and revolutionary shift in the way that you look at business, the way you look at your job, the way you look at your income? It's a home-based business. And right now, starting in the year 2000 and now in 2015, the home-based business is more and more common than any other type of business out there. Most people have some sort of secondary income stream. Some part-time business that they work from home to make a little extra money every month. Now, our business is all based on something called relationship marketing or network marketing. And we do this from the time we started being able to talk to the time that we stop being on this planet. We are in relationship marketing. Probably the biggest thing that we do when we're kids is sell our parents on getting that cookie when they said no. And we didn't take no for an answer. We would come up with so many different ways to be able to, if mom said no, we'd go to Dad. Dad said no. Dad didn't normally say no because Dad just didn't want us to keep on yapping at him because we were busy and he was watching TV. So what we have to do now is we have to start thinking about different ways of empowering other people. If you recommend a movie to somebody, do you get a check in the mail from Warner Brothers or whoever made the movie? Does anybody pay to do that? No? How about if you refer somebody to, your favorite hairdresser or to get your nails done? Do you usually get a check in the mail because you referred somebody? What if you just happen to refer somebody to a nice restaurant? Does the restaurant phone you up and say, thanks a lot, I have a free meal waiting for you? Typically not. But what we do in networking is we have a way of monetizing your referrals. And you're given the right of empowerment to ask other people if they're interested in introducing others to the marketplace. It's a different way of doing business. It's just word of mouth. It's not selling. People come to me and have said to me over the past 20 years, Craig, you're a really good salesman. I said, I guess I'm not doing my job very well. Because it's not about selling. How many people love to be sold on something? How many people love to go to a used car lot and be sold a used car? Come on. Nobody? One person? One person loves to go and do that. Nobody wants to be sold. How many people love to shop? Shopping is now an American pastime. Everybody goes out to go. Shopping is great. We love to buy, but we don't want to be sold. Nobody here is going to sell you anything tonight. Don't worry about it. You can leave your Visa cards in your pocket. We're not here to sell you. We're here to explain what our company is all about, what our products are all about, and give you a choice. Now, in this model of relationship marketing, the company focuses on product development. And you get to do the easy part. Tell people about the products. That's it. You don't have to worry about the overhead and inventory and employees and shipping and receiving and getting credit cards set up and bank. All that stuff is left to us. Your job is to go out there and do what you do best. Tell people about a product. Now, I've got some magazines here. I got a lot of magazines here. And I want to pass these magazines around, and I want you to take a look and see what companies pay huge money. Pass that one around there, and there's another magazine, and we can see pass that one around. Everybody pass these backwards and forwards, and look at that one there. All these magazines have one thing in common. Take a look at these here. Take a look, pass them around. What does every single one of these magazines have in common? Look at the money that is spent on these magazines by companies to sell their products. They spend millions, billions of dollars. There's a big event happening on Sunday. Does anybody know what's happening on Sunday?
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl is happening on Sunday. That's correct. And how much money do companies spend on advertising on Super Bowl Sunday for a 30-second commercial? Millions. We don't do that at Glissandra. We take those dollars that we would spend in magazines like this, in advertising at the Super Bowl, and we give that money to you. We give that money to you because that is the best form of advertising. Now, I handed out these magazines. These magazines all have one thing in common. And it's something you will never find at Glissandra. Ever. You can look for it, and other companies use it, and every single one of these magazines use it. But with Glissandra, we're going to put one company, one thing they all have in common, out of business. Anybody know what that is?
Photoshop.
Photoshop. Thank you. It's Photoshop.